Anti-Israel protests dragging on at Columbia University in New York and other college campuses across the country. Most schools now scrambling to figure out how to handle upcoming graduation ceremonies as the protesters refuse to back down. Steve Harrigan is live at Columbia University with more. Steve.
John, those protests now in their second week, a big crowd out in front of NYU overnight. When you talk to the protesters about what they want, one demand you hear over and over again is that they want to see where their money is being spent, where the colleges are investing. Here's one protester from the University of Chicago.
Our university needs to be completely transparent with where our money is going. So disclosing where all their different investments are going, and so we can figure out kind of where all of our money is going. The only stuff we know is from sort of public domain.
Of course, for some Jewish students and their families, they say the protests have created an atmosphere of genuine fear for their own physical safety. Here's a family from UCLA.
I'm an alumni here. My brother goes here. He came home last night. He just didn't feel like he was on a peaceful, safe campus.
Columbia University has just barred one 20-year-old junior, one of the protest leaders, for social media posts, including one which said that they are lucky he's not out killing Zionists. The Zionists deserve to be murdered. And just a short time ago, the Columbia president and board sent out an email to all students at Columbia. And part of that email read as follows: social media posts from our own students that mock and threaten to kill Jewish people are totally unacceptable. Just to restate, the president and the board of Columbia sending out an email to all Columbia students that says threatening to kill Jewish students is unacceptable. John, back to you.
Let's see what else they do in the days ahead. Steve Harrigan at Columbia University in New York City. Steve, thank you.
I am here today joining my colleagues and calling on President Shafik to resign if she cannot immediately bring order to this chaos.
That's House Speaker Mike Johnson joining the chorus of Republicans calling for Columbia's president to resign due to the out-of-control anti-Israel protests on her campus. For more on the surge in what looks like campus antisemitism in America, let's bring in North Carolina Republican Congresswoman Virginia Foxx, who serves as chair of the House Committee on Education and the Workforce. Big picture, Congresswoman Foxx, when you look at what's going on in these college campuses across America, what crosses your mind?
Well, what crosses my mind is what I said at Columbia. The inmates are in charge of the asylum. John, this is totally unacceptable what's happening on these campuses. These presidents, these boards of trustees need to get control of the campuses. This is ridiculous that Jewish students feel unsafe, and I don't blame them. When we were there at Columbia, it was chaos. And from everything that we've seen from Fox News, and we know that this is the way it is on other campuses. So they have to get control of their campuses. You cannot, again, let the inmates run the asylum. Having these students threaten the Jewish students, make them feel unsafe, stop them from being able to be in a safe learning environment or even go to class. It's unacceptable.
Well, you met with, your committee met with President Shafik and the Board of Trustees at Columbia, right? Any results from that?
Not really. Their words, they say words, but they don't back them up with action. And what we want to see is action on the part of the Board of Trustees and the president. Their talk is cheap. That's what I told her privately. That's what we told her at the meeting. We want them to get control of the campus. The Jewish students, all students, should feel safe. And to say, in that email that they sent out, that you're not supposed to say these things, will take action about these students. We've been told this one student has been barred from campus. What does that mean? Is he taking classes remotely? I mean, saying that you want to kill Zionists, that you want to kill Jews, unacceptable.
the committee has, well, let me put up, first of all, some of the pictures of your fellow Republican House members who have called on President Shafik to resign. There they are, 10 altogether, New York Republicans calling for Columbia to either dismiss her or calling on her to resign. Is that possible? Do you get any sense that she would consider resigning over all this?
Well, whether she resigns or whether the trustees ask her to resign or let her go is up to Columbia. What we want is action on the part of the trustees and the president. We want them to stop the threatening behavior toward Jewish students. And you know, John, if they replace her with somebody who doesn't do any better than what she's doing, then it doesn't matter. It's the actions that the trustees need to be taking and others on that campus. They need to make the students feel safe. They need to stop the bad behavior. The actions of the students need consequences. As long as they just keep talking and they don't do anything to the students, they're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable.
I want to show you what's going on right now in Washington, D.C. The White House Correspondents' Dinner is scheduled for tonight. That's a big deal, you know, for newspaper, magazines, TV and radio people. The president makes an appearance, and there are protesters out there in the street outside the hotel where the dinner is to be held. And you can see many of them are lying down in the street, blocking traffic, of course, just causing a headache for people who, you know, want to get by and get about their Saturday evening. What is it going to take to stop this, Congresswoman?
You need to have consequences. People need to be put in jail. They need to have severe fines, but you cannot continue to block traffic. You can't disrupt the campuses without some kinds of consequences. That's part of the problem. These people see no consequences. We've seen reports that they're being paid to do this. I believe that there are paid agitators that go around to different events, and all they want to do is disrupt other people's lives. They need to get a life of their own. They need not to be being paid to do this or being given government subsidies and not having to work a real job.
It would be good to see your committee follow the money trail and see where some of this money is coming from.
We will be doing that, John.
All right.
Never fear. Our investigation will be wide-ranging and deep.
That is welcome news to a lot of Americans, I think. North Carolina Republican Congresswoman Virginia Foxx. Congresswoman, thank you.
Thank you, John.